Typhoon Matmo has now just formed towards the east of the Philippines, an area that does not need any more rainfall out here, any more gusty winds. Still recovery efforts ongoing from Typhoon Ramasoon after it pushed through here last week on Tuesday into Wednesday. But now this new storm system just lingering off the eastern seaboards and threatens to bring widespread heavy rainfall to much of the eastern seaboards of the Philippines. And furthermore, could be seeing some gusty winds out here. Now there is some good news. Does not look like it is going to be making a direct landfall at this time. Forecast track still expected to stay off here towards the east, but we are going to be seeing those indirect impacts. So in today's video update, we're going to be breaking down this storm system, where it is going. Furthermore, I do want to mention before we get into it, Typhoon Ramasoon now over southern China, northern Vietnam. Storm system, for all intents and purposes, it's basically over with now, but we are still going to be seeing some scattered showers out here and the rainfall. So parts of Vietnam could be seeing some flooding out of this, but it really has gotten a lot of dry air. It's overland. It's completely fallen apart, and it's not going to be going extratropical or anything like that. So back towards our storm system, starting to pull off here towards the north. I do want to talk about this, though. It really, at this time, is remaining in a high vertical wind shear environment. What I mean by that, you can see the upper level winds are actually pushing in from the northeast on this and pushing all of that cloud cover off towards the northwest. Think of it as a candle. When you blow on it, it kind of leans towards the side. Well, that's exactly what we're seeing. So the bulk of the moisture, the bulk of the rainfall is remaining here on the western periphery. That combined with the enhancement of the monsoon, because you have the moisture inflow at the lower levels, that is bringing these widespread showers there in the parts of Visayas and Luzon. And even on this Mork microwave imagery, you can see that big area of dry air off here towards the north, all the moisture down here towards the southwest. So it is very lopsided. And actually at this time, at least when I'm making this here on Sunday, right around noontime, Philippine Standard Time, I don't think this storm system is a typhoon. JMA has it at winds about 65 knots, 120 kilometers per hour, so just barely holding on to the typhoon intensity. But it still is bringing the rainfall. You have that monsoon threat, so flooding, rains, landslides as well is still going to be a problem in Visayas. And as we look ahead through this week, as our storm system tracks off towards the north, this big rain band, I like to call it a river of moisture wrapping around the storm system, because that's kind of what it is. That's going to track off towards the north too. So Manila by Tuesday and the Wednesday, I think you're going to be seeing that heavy rainfall as well. So this is something we're really watching out for here, despite the storm system not making a direct landfall. Now, what people have been asking, and somebody is going to ask this, I guarantee it, that high pressure ridge towards the north, the subtropical high, the Westpac high, is it going to stay in place? No. Really, at this time, we're seeing that retreat back off towards the northeast. That is allowing a break in the ridge to allow this storm system to track on the northerly progression. Also, we had a passing trough come through. You see off here towards the north, we have a lot of that cloud cover. That is associated with an upper level trough. That's going to allow the storm system to move in the north, kind of fish hooking it and keeping it off the eastern seaboards of the Philippines. But like I said, the worst of the storm is on the western periphery. So no, the center line is not passing over the Philippines, according to JMA and JTWC and Bagasa for that matter, but it still is going to be having a very indirect impact, bringing those heavy rains to an area that doesn't need it anymore. So that's really what we're looking at right now. Here is the model outlooks, all various models, all of them keeping it on that northerly progression with a landfall expected in Taiwan. So let's talk about that, the impact down here for the southern Japanese islands and Taiwan as this storm system does track off there towards the northwest. Taking a look at the ECMWF model, this is on the Meteo Earth app. Please do go check this out. I love this app. It is going to be tracking off here towards the northwest. Here's your JTWC track overlaid on it. Still bringing in that moisture. This is what I'm talking about. Look at this, coming across the Philippines, all that rainfall. But then we start to see the storm push closer and closer towards Taiwan. And you get in these areas of the darker blues and purples. That's indicating the heavier rainfall. As this comes ashore, and right now it's forecasted to move right on there on the island, you have to remember this is very mountainous out here. What I mean by that is that you have this huge ridge of mountains running right through the center of Taiwan, and right on the right front quadrant of this storm system, that's where the worst of this is going to be. You're going to see that moisture pump on shore, and it doesn't go across the island. Actually, I guarantee you some areas over here may not even see any rain because this acts as a wall and it's going to hit that. And some areas on the eastern part of the island could see as much as 600 millimeters of rainfall. I know that sounds extreme, but this is standard for Taiwan when we get a storm system making a direct landfall on the island. It's flooding rains that's the problem. Probably one of the biggest reasons why the western portions of the island is where everybody lives, and off here towards the north into Taipei. Right now, it looks like Taipei should miss the worst of the storm system if the track stays the same, but you notice a lot of those models I showed you on the model consensus, it did have the storm kind of meandering a little farther towards the north. That would put Taipei in kind of the worst situation, but still, I think that unless we see some sort of explosive intensification and it running directly over the city, it still looks like the worst of it should be farther down there towards the south. Now, this is still several days out. The track can waver, and remember what I always say, we still have that cone of air. I mean, all the way off here towards the east. Actually, this doesn't even show the cone of air. This is your tropical storm strength winds encompassing all of Taiwan and over there towards Ishigaki. The cone of air still extends all the way back here towards the east in Miyako, pushing close towards Okinawa and even northern portions of Luzon. So I'm talking about the track right now. It still could waver east or west, but I think at this point it does look like flooding rain's possible there in the Taiwan. And we're also going to be looking at some pretty strong gusty southerly winds pushing across the southern Japanese islands. Even far removed from the storm system, you're still going to be seeing those winds come upwards of gale force into Okinawa and around Naha. Yes, the storm system is far away, but it's still going to be breezy out there as we look ahead in the Wednesday. So a lot of people could be impacted by the storm system. It seems like we haven't had a break at all as far as tropicals are concerned. And yeah, there's that right there. So we're going to keep an eye on the tropics still, not just Matmo or Henry out here, but also another one forming, Ramasud, on its way out. And it does look like at least our tropical cyclone forecast for the beginning of the season, we expected more than average. And at least at this time, as far as the year is concerned, we are well above average. At this time, this is the 11th storm system, or 10th storm system, that is, in the Western Pacific. All right, everybody, if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, please post them down there in the comment box below. We always appreciate your feedback. Any other suggestions you may give us. If you have any photos or videos of the rainfall in your area, we always appreciate that as well. It helps improve these updates. Furthermore, please do go check out the website if you're watching this on YouTube, and follow us on the Facebook page and on Twitter at Western Pacific Weather. All right, stay safe out there, and thanks for watching.